with stuff, which I really like.
Hello! Welcome to the podcast. I'm Sam. That's Chris.
I'm Chris.
This is Caleb.
I'm Caleb.
Welcome to the podcast.
Number 2.
Podcast
Sam,
number 2.
This is the second week of podcasting.
Hey, big boy!
Ever of Save Point. Congrats, y'all. We made it.
I think our first week we hit, as of recording this, we're at 21 subs, almost 100. Clink. Almost 100 views in the first podcast, getting around 90 on the Madden video. Thank you guys.
92 last I checked.
Ooh!
I don't know.
Keep sharing those with your friends. That means a lot to us. We got our first patron last week. Big shout out to that. So thank you guys so much. That honestly means so much to us. So anyway,
We're super excited. I can't believe how well everything turned out. I got lots and lots of positive feedback. I got coworkers that were talking about it. I even had a couple quote them back at me on Monday.
Hey.
At first I didn't realize what they were talking about too. They were like, "It's like a door you can see through." I went, "Huh?" Oh yeah.
Sliding doors, guys.
And so many people. It makes me so happy. So many people kept sending me the big people make big children. Quote.
Big people make big children. The Madden video is fun to do.
That's T-shirt number 1, right? There is big people make big children.
Yeah, it's cool from my perspective where I'm, I love being on the channel. And it's not like my channel necessarily, but to look at it and to watch your guys' videos and see them be successful moderately, even at this early stage, is pretty inspiring. So
I consider where we're at right now extremely successful. I think it went a lot better than I expected. To land a solid 21 subs in the first week, as well as all the views that we got, I expected way less than that.
Yeah. So, for those of you guys who don't know Caleb, if you haven't watched the Bloodborne video on my channel, Save Point Sam, yet,
I can't see it.
you are.
Okay, cool.
I
just want to make sure.
Yeah, if you have not watched my channel, I did a Bloodborne video with Caleb. It's pretty fun. We're doing a Bloodborne series together. You are actually in it for like 2 minutes. Somewhere in there you sit. But yeah, so if you guys don't know Caleb, tell him a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. About you. And
really,
walk directly in front of the camera.
All I have to say, Sam, can you actually get back in front of the camera? I appreciate it. Yeah. Just stand right in front of it. No, wait, I was serious. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, so my online persona normally is under the guise of a potato, in various forms.
Whose idea was this? Oh wait, mine. I've known self-blame.
Either under the guise of a potato as a kernel, as on my stream with a little kernel hat and 4 stars.
Do you actually wear a hat?
I don't wear the hat.
You should wear a hat.
My potato icon wears the hat.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. And or Steam where I'm a potato, or League where I'm a potato. For some reason, all of my online personas are encompassed by potatoes. But yeah,
potatoes are great. They're delicious. They're tasty. They're healthy. Everyone needs a good starch.
Are they healthy?
Yeah.
Are potatoes healthy?
Yeah.
Not necessarily fried potatoes. But potatoes
fried green potatoes?
Potatoes just
Fried green potatoes. The classic movie.
Fried green potatoes, sure. Yeah.
What?
The movie.
Potatoes.
Fried green. Oh, it's fried green tomatoes, isn't it?
Boil them, mash them, stew in a stew.
It's fried green tomatoes.
Fried green potatoes. I'm gonna do this. To talk
that's
about
like
I wanted to get the Lord of the Rings quote out of the way before I asked you what the hell a green potato was.
No, it's fried green. It's fried green tomatoes, but fried green potatoes is like the Irish sequel. It's like I got her. We're gonna fry me up. Because what Conor McGregor.
The entire movie shot in Idaho.
It just stars. It stars Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
Oh, I'm feeling a wee bit wobbly flobbly.
Have any of you seen the post-fight interview? Conor McGregor.
Wobbly flobbly.
I had no idea what he sounded like. Turns out and this is not to offend Irish people or Irish, he's like a leprechaun.
What the hell is that? Irish?
Irish. Irish. He's a leprechaun.
Irish.
Like, he is a tall leprechaun.
That might be offensive.
No, I am serious. He sounds. You go on the "You What Mate" subreddit. He is the
You what mate?
He is the personification.
You what mate? That's a British thing.
Yeah, well, he sounds like it.
He's from Ireland. They're different countries.
No, it's the same thing.
What?
It's the same island.
What? No, they're not the same island.
Actually, say they are.
Parts of them are different islands. It's not all the same island.
So long story short, I'm stupid at nationalities and STEM. Sam is stupid at geography. So that's all that matters.
I'm just stupid.
Welcome to the podcast.
We're really happy here.
Want to try that again? One more.
Let me get a set. Hold on.
wait, I just need to
Okay. Starting over. We're really happy to have you on the podcast, Caleb.
Really? I don't know if I
This
believe
should
you.
be the first video that you appear here
On the main channel.
It
yeah,
is.
Sure.
Because the Bloodborne thing was on Sam's
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolutely. Glad to hear.
Ooh. We recently filmed a wonderful episode of Everybody's Golf with Caleb.
Yes, we did.
Ah, yes.
Very recently.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what was wrong with me that night. I was feeling a little vinegary. Had some of the salt. I snapped at you guys a couple times. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, no. In your defense, and I said this already. Freaking, there was. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. So, something's up here, and there was like a little spinny thing on my mic stand.
Oh gosh.
And so I'm sitting here like, oh no, it's not a big deal. And I kept flicking it and spinning it around. And Chris is like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, just saying, no, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Most of the other stuff I was just kind of playing and just kind of poking back because we were kind of poking back and forth at each other for a little while.
Sure, whatever.
That part legitimately pissed me off. I was like, Caleb, you don't understand. It's going to pick that up.
Well, I'm sitting there like, no, it's fine. There's no big deal. And I watched the first podcast, and Sam like went boop on one of the chords, and it went. And I'm thinking, oh wait, it totally picked that up.
It'll all be cut out. It's not a big deal.
That video will go up tomorrow.
None of that. Debated. None of that footage is going to be usable. That was a fun video, though. I'm a big video game golf fan in general. I like to play like the Tiger Woods games and the PGA games with my father. So
Are you 50?
I was also a big people like golf, Sam.
Yeah, 50-year-olds.
Young people like golf.
I like golf. I'm bad at it.
And I also used to play like Mario Golf and that sort of thing too. Hot Shots, which is what Everybody's Golf is. It's a sequel to the Hot Shots golf games. Because that's what Hot Shots Golf was called. Everybody's Golf in Japan. This is technically Hot Shots Golf. But there's this ridiculously well-made character creator in that game. There's a scary amount of customization, and so we recorded the same day that I bought it.
Yeah.
So I just made my character. I played for a couple hours before we went into the video, and I told Sam and Caleb to create characters as well.
But I don't think we recorded.
I made mine to kind of look like mine, and they just made awful things.
Excuse me.
Monstrosities.
Hold on a minute. Excuse me. I take offense to this statement.
I do too.
Horned acts against nature. They're hilarious. They're wonderfully hilarious, but they're god.
Waluigi's mother is a beautiful woman.
Don't you talk bad about Michael Jackson, okay?
It's supposed to be fun. It's a great video, though. I can't wait to put that one out there. This weekend, though, I'll talk more about that at the end of the podcast. That'll be fun. So, I think we agreed already. Sam, let's go ahead. Actually, since this is the first time we were doing this, the last podcast was just sort of an explanation of what Save Point was and our goals and really just about the channel as overall. What the format for our podcast now is going to be is every time we film one of these, we're all going to bring a separate topic together. We're not going to tell each other any of the topics. And then we're going to discuss these topics for about half an hour to an hour. Do our best to kind of land around the 45-minute mark or so. And so let's go ahead and lead off. Sam, what's your topic?
Yeah. All right. So I had a few topics bouncing around as I was debating this, and here is my topic for you guys. It's going to be a question.
I'm excited about it.
As most of my topics are. So this past week, I'm going to give a little bit of backstory to this topic.
Okay.
This past week, I watched the movie. I'm going to go kill myself now. This past week, I watched the movie Passengers. All right. Critically panned movie
with
Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It has like a 28% of Rotten Tomatoes.
It was boring.
All right, I thoroughly enjoyed Passengers.
Because you like bad movies.
I enjoyed Passengers. So here's my topic for you guys, and Passengers is not my choice for this.
God.
But my topic for you guys is: what is your favorite movie that you know is bad? Like your favorite movie that you're just like, I like this movie, but it's bad.
I have an immediate answer. Revenge of the Sith. It's a bad movie, but I enjoy watching it.
Revenge of the Sith is a bad movie.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
Third
Episode
one.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can agree with you.
It's not.
Objectively speaking, the art direction is amazing, and the cinematic direction
even if it doesn't,
is cool.
Even if the art doesn't necessarily line up with the rest of the series. But I mean, yeah. I mean, from a technical standpoint, it's awesome. I mean, the amount of having that level of well-made CG in like 2003 when it came out was unheard
But
of.
it's better than the Hobbit CG, and the Hobbit came out in like 2012 with a huge budget.
It's true. The Hobbit had bad.
And
CG.
The Hobbit is
you can tell
typically
Peter,
renowned
you can tell
to be
Peter
pretty bad,
Jackson
though.
did not care about those movies.
No.
Because the CG in The Lord of the Rings still looks better than the stuff in The Hobbit.
Yeah, the white, the pale orc, whatever they call him, looks disgusting.
He wasn't bad. It was the gold statue in the second one.
I think
that
so.
really
That also
got me.
looked disgusting.
But here, I figured it out. The smile looked amazing.
He did. Benedict
And I think
Cumberbatch did like all
but I
like the
think
motion capture.
I think their entire CG budget went into the dragon, and then they had the rest.
It's
they had the rest of the movie. And they're like, oh no.
The Benedict Cumberbatch, the Cucumber Patch, freaking
Penguin.
thing.
The Revenge of the Sith.
What is it called?
Revenge of the Sith was
The little.
The little orbs that they stick on their faces. And
They look like the freaking PlayStation
That's
Move.
just the
That's what
motion-
it looked like.
it's
They
the
take the
motion
end
capture thing.
of like
Yeah.
the PlayStation Move controller and just like stuck them all over someone.
Which I mean, yeah. It's, although they're taking nowadays to calling it performance capture as opposed to just motion, because what they're doing in a lot, and actually Battlefront 2 is a great example of this. Is that the voice actors that they get to play these roles, they'll also do all the motion capture for them, and they'll even model their face after the actors. So all of the characters of the Inferno Squad in Battlefront 2 have the same faces as their actors.
Well, they did the same thing in the Madden 18 storyline.
Yeah.
Long shot. Also, side note: if you haven't played Madden 18, the storyline is fantastic.
Saw the storyline, and even in
Stop laughing.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, you just played as Troy Baker.
I thought we had a strict like no Call of Duty policy on the channel.
Nobody ever said that.
Oh,
We
that's
were
kinda
instating
cool.
a strict no Call
Troy
of Duty
Baker
policy.
is
Hot.
not in like a way to make
A
you
sexy
offended, but
man.
you are a Troy Baker fanboy, which
Big
is
time.
okay.
Big time.
No,
Because
if
he's Bioshock Infinite man.
so, for those of you who don't know, Chris is engaged to a woman.
Mhm.
If Chris was not
If
engaged,
there was ever an
said woman,
opportunity
If
he would.
Troy Baker.
If were I not engaged to Brittany, I would spend my entire life trying to break up Troy Baker's marriage so he could date me.
Oh.
There would be no kissing, no intercourse. I just haven't talked to me in different characters' voices.
All right, now do Joel.
I want to hear Joel. Okay, now Booker.
Talk to
Sam
me
Drake.
like I'm a depraved, small 15-year-old girl in a zombie apocalypse.
Really quick. Side note: I know for you it's Troy Baker. Who is like the person whose like voice you have a crush on? Like, do you have a voice crush on anyone?
Ooh.
I'll keep Troy Baker out of this.
I mean, you have obvious choices like Matthew McConaughey.
Dante Bosco.
Ooh, Dante Bosco has a nice voice.
Matthew McConaughey. I know if Matthew
Do you know who
McConaughey
Dante
could voice
Bosco
me
is?
getting cereal from
All right.
the yeah. Every time I get a beer, it's just at his voice or something like that. I think I'll be good for the rest of my life.
So is yours Matthew McConaughey?
Do you know who Dante Bosco is? He was.
That was the first voice that popped in my head, so I think I'm gonna like instinctively say yes.
Do you know who Dante Bosco is? He was Zuko in Avatar: The
Yeah.
Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He does some other stuff
He's
too.
also Jake Long.
Yeah, an
And
American
he's a
Dragon.
YouTuber. I don't know if you know that.
But yeah, for me, and I cannot remember her name for the life of me. The voice of Aloy from.
Yeah, you know, I remember.
I forget
the voice
her
acting.
name.
It was good stuff.
But I like it's partly the whole Aloy's a redhead thing.
Yeah, you know the voice actress is not.
I know. I looked up to see if she was a redhead.
Dude, are we doing female voice actress? What's the name of the woman that voices Bastila in Knights of the Old Republic?
I don't remember her name.
She's
but
also
she was in
Femshep.
Mercenaries.
Oh, that's Finshep?
Yeah,
Femshep.
Femshep is
Oh,
awesome.
What is her name? Because Femshep's voice actress is amazing.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you guys saw the video. I don't think
It's
you,
mostly because of Bastila.
I think you saw it, but
Exclusively.
Yeah.
about a year before Andromeda came out, and Andromeda was like first getting hyped, they made this video announcing that
And then it all
Shepard
went crashing.
wasn't going to be in Andromeda, and it was Femshep. It was that Jennifer something.
Jennifer Hale.
Jennifer Hale.
Jennifer Hale. Ooh,
Jennifer Hale. I changed my Jennifer Hale in a heartbeat. I also just want to marry Femshep. Like I just want to like.
Did you do redhead film show?
Yeah.
Of course.
No, I didn't. No, I made her
No,
blonde.
you gotta go
I actually made her
default.
blonde.
Are you really playing Mass Effect if you're not playing as the Shepard like default face?
Yes.
'Cause, I mean,
Yes.
Femshep.
Femshep is true Shep.
Yeah.
No.
Femshep is better than male Shep.
I said Shepard, not Nail Shepard. What I'm saying
You
is
chauvinistic pig.
Did you just assume?
no,
Shep's
you,
gender?
No, in fact, you did. there. No, what I'm saying is that, like, you have to have that iconic... Because, like, then all the memes online where it's like, they take Shepard's face, they morph it around to, you know, like, my brand! Have you seen that gif?
It's my favorite. That's a great one.
Bro, did you see the video? So they made this video like a year before Andromeda came out, where you see a spaceship like flying through space, and it's Jennifer Hale. It's not the Normandy, but it's Jennifer.
It's, like
it's Jennifer Hale
Shepard
just being like we had our adventure, like it's your time now, like Pathfinder.
Jennifer Hale is it
Yeah.
live action?
No, it's like it's Jennifer Hale's voice like narrating this like spaceship flying through space. I get I might have teared up a little bit the first time I saw it.
Yeah, I don't like Mass Effect nearly as much.
The first time I saw it was like right after I'd finished 3, and I was just like emotional because I got the bad ending on 3 by accident.
Me and Sam both disagree with
I'm changing my answer entirely. Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Who that is?
I don't have a crush. I don't have a
Mark
crush.
Hamill
No. Wait. You're just giving the ones that you like enjoy. It's who you have a crush on.
Oh, Troy Baker.
You don't have a crush on the Joker.
Troy Baker, 100%.
I hope
Troy Baker
not.
voiced the Joker.
Small man crush on Matthew McConaughey.
And Arkham
Although,
Or the
favorite
Arkham-
actor of all time.
Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
My favorite actor is bar none Liam Neeson, and I don't know why. I just like his movies. Really, that's all it is.
I can't do it right now.
Although I don't know if I would want him to voice act me, cause like
No, I still can't
if
do it.
Liam Neeson narrated my life, I would just constantly be in fear.
would you go with Taken Liam Neeson or Irish Liam Neeson?
Oh, I remember that. It was so bad.
Or
What do
Aslan
you mean you
Liam
remember that?
Neeson.
He's Irish.
No. But there was like a movie he did. Oh no. I'm thinking of something entirely.
He's literally Irish.
You know
That's
he
his
voices.
normal
You know he
speaking
voices
voice.
Aslan.
He did like a Scottish
He did voice
accent in
Aslan.
a movie, and it just sounded awful.
It's probably just his regular voice.
It was probably just his regular voice, and you're so used to hearing American Liam Neeson, you don't realize that he actually has an Irish accent naturally.
What did he do? It was like a Scottish accent, or like it was a Southern accent.
Ooh,
I remember now. Liam Neeson doing a Southern accent. Okay,
That'd be bad.
If that
Was
ever
it A Million Ways
becomes,
to Die in the West?
I might have to try the fastest way to kill myself if that ever becomes a narration.
Wait, but everyone who has half a brain would just choose Morgan Freeman to narrate their life.
No, because listen.
What?
I like Morgan Freeman and all.
He's good. He's overrated.
But to narrate, I would let him narrate I'd let him narrate me.
Matthew
my poops.
McConaughey is better white Morgan Freeman.
What?
No,
Better?
I'll disagree with that
White
statement,
Mormon.
too.
Yes, absolutely.
Mormon Freeman.
You know who I want?
The Church of Mormon Freeman.
The voiceover from My Life is Michael Caine.
What about
He's Alfred in the Dark Knight trilogy. Michael Caine.
Sir, Sir
wait,
Michael
is that
Caine?
the
Thank you
old
very
guy?
much.
Yeah.
No, dude, Sean Connery.
Aw.
Oh, good stuff. Good
Michael
stuff.
Caine cried in one of the Batman movies. It made me sad.
Third one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Dark
sad.
Knight Rises.
It was
It's a good
really
movie,
sad.
It's not as good as The Dark Knight.
but nothing is,
No, it's true.
except for maybe Logan.
I don't think I
What was
have.
up there?
Back on topic at hand, I don't think I actually have any movies that are.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was
Start
my
listing
question.
movies. I'll tell you which ones are bad.
Seems like something you just want to start
Do
an
you-
argument
I'm
over.
ready.
Do you like?
Let me tell you why what you like is terrible.
Hey, do you like Taken 2 and 3?
Ugh.
I've never seen them.
You see,
Yeah,
you like
you're better
Liam
off.
Neeson movies,
You're
so I
better off
assumed
with
you
it.
liked.
Don't ruin your vision of Taken.
You like the
Taken
Phantom
seen it?
Menace?
Do people like the Phantom Menace?
10-year-old me.
Yeah,
liked
10-year-old me
Phantom
loved the Phantom
Yeah,
Menace.
and then I developed taste.
Menace.
What about games? Do you have a favorite
Well, I mean, here's
game that you like that's bad?
100% the reason I
No, we
like Revenge
talked-
of the Sith is because 12-year-old me loved Revenge of the Sith. The story's stupid. There's so many inconsistencies going into A New Hope.
Yeah.
The lightsaber choreography is completely over the top.
No,
and
but that fight, the
unnecessary.
final fight on Mustafar, like every time I watch it, I'm still
It's
like, this is so cool.
It's gorgeous and awesome. I just wish it wasn't in Star Wars.
It's such a cool fight.
You know what I mean? If that had been like The Last Samurai or something, I would have been perfectly okay with it.
What?
That's a great movie.
Wait! Suddenly, like the Last Samurai, suddenly like they're on Mustafar and like their
Not
katanas,
on- not on a lava planet.
their katanas
It
become
doesn't have to be
their
laser
katanas
swords on
become
a lava
lightsabers
planet.
Here in
I'm
ancient
just saying.
Japan.
You know what I'm saying?
and like
Atop
in like
the
Indo
lava
era
mountain.
Japan, it's just like
Tom Cruise is looking confused.
I'm just
That's a
saying
great
that
movie, though. Last Samurai.
good movie.
as far as the game goes, I think we've talked about this before, but Cameo.
Are we doing games now?
Well, it's like because Caleb didn't have a movie.
I don't
so
have
that's
a
more
movie.
game.
Yeah, I just can't think
Oh,
of
fair
one that's like
That's what's happening.
because I'm a total bandwagon dude. I just jump on. I mean,
Fair enough.
I just like what's in the mainstream. I guess I don't know.
Fair enough.
But as far as
Cameo
games
was a bad game.
it was just not Cameo. Like something. I
You're
don't
talking about the
know.
launch title 360 game where you transform into different creatures.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
like a magic book and you turn into things, and it's not a good
You're
game.
a chick with blue hair.
Yeah, like purpley hair, and you're like
Yeah.
a fairy, and you're flying around.
remember it.
It's really fun. First off, I had a lot of fun. It's okay. Listen, it's a lot of fun for 14-year-old me. 14-year-old me had fun.
I'm not gonna say anything else. It's bad.
But yeah, so that's my topic.
It's pretty bad.
So Revenge of the Sith. For you, it was
Just cameo the video game.
Cameo the video game. For me,
the movie.
I've had a few things. I've had a few
Even
things.
worse!
But there is none that I think is worse that I like as much.
Death Note.
I'm refusing to watch that movie for a little
I
while.
actually
I'm not
wanna
watching
watch
it either. I refuse to acknowledge its existence.
I'm gonna watch it.
Can we watch
Death
it?
Note the movie. What are you talking about? It doesn't.
I've
there's no such
talked to
thing.
people that are Death Note fans that are saying people are blowing it way out.
Yeah, we're Death Note fans.
I'm a Death Note fan. I've read the manga and watched the entire anime.
Whoa! But did you read the manga in Japanese?
Yeah, read
Freaking
some
weeb.
Japanese, bro.
Alright, no, but for me,
Yeah.
Chris, this is the movie that you own that is near and dear to your heart. You probably guessed it if you thought for a little bit. I know thinking's hard for you sometimes.
Ow.
I'm sorry, that was unnecessary.
It's fine.
It's not as bad as one of our friends today told Chris he looked pregnant,
That's true.
but
Oh.
That's true.
James Munsey.
Shout out to Money Munzy.
Oh.
Hey, Snack Cake Guys on YouTube.
Yeah, go give him a
They have a
watch.
YouTube channel,
Tell-
Snack Cake
go
Guys.
Go tell James that I'm not pregnant.
Yeah, go tell James that he looks pregnant. You go in all the comments of all the videos.
Yeah, just
James,
tell,
you
just
look
tell
pregnant.
James he looks pregnant.
Well, that idea may sound stupid at first glance. It's
I'm gonna
totally
text you.
original and like very funny.
Yeah, no, seriously, go watch their videos. Like, they're more
It's
entertaining. than
really
they
well
should.
made. They
They're-
deserve more views than
They're
they
more entertaining than they should. The best one is the one where they argue about whether or not Nutty Bars or Snack Cakes.
Ooh,
That's
that's
the best one.
that one and the 4th of July special.
Yeah, go watch their videos. But anyway, for me, it is Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Oh, that is a good movie.
That movie is awful. It's so bad, but I love it
5%
so
on
much.
Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
The movie doesn't have a very good Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll
It's like a
look
10.
I'll look it up.
Have you
It's
seen
not-
it? It's bad.
It's really not a great movie, but
But
man,
it's
the
beautiful.
action scenes are awesome.
It's so the story. As someone who loves Chris and I both love Final Fantasy VII. The story is
Really good.
incoherent at best. Like the story.
I played Final Fantasy VII. I still have no idea what the
Yeah.
movie's about.
No, the movie is about nothing, but it's animated well, and there are some dope. The one in the church, the fight scene with Tifa in the church.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
There's a fight scene.
Because then at the end her cell phone goes off and it's all. Yeah,
there's a fight scene
That's
at
like
church,
her ringtone.
And at the end, her
It's
phone
so
just goes off, and it's
awesome.
like, right as the fight ends, it's like the victory fanfare song from
Oh,
Final
that's
Fantasy
awesome.
VII.
It's so cool.
That movie's bad.
It's a bad movie.
Do you have it on
It's an-
Blu-ray?
I do.
We're gonna watch it
It's
sometime with
animated
you.
very, very well. Still,
not
I think
excited
it
for
holds
this
up pretty
experience.
decently. But no, I'll take your church scene fight and I'll raise you the glowing forest. When Cloud run, it starts out with the bad guys all doing bad things in this forest where all the trees are glowing.
For
It's
whatever
it's
reason.
at night. They're like luminescent trees glowing. Don't know why. Don't ask. And Cloud comes driving in on a motorcycle where the sides open. Right, the sides of this motorcycle open and it's just swords.
All of these swords.
Which he then starts taking all the swords and putting them together
What, it's
as
like
the
a
fight
sword
goes, as the
Voltron?
fight goes on, and it turns into the Buster
Big
Sword.
sword robot.
It's
Oh.
that fight is
incredible.
That's
incredible.
also cool.
33% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's surprising. It's higher than
No, listen, you
Passengers.
can't say 33%. Oh, that's higher than I thought.
1.5.
Like, listen, man, that's 33.
1.5 stars.
It's bad.
It's not.
It's actually higher than Passengers, though.
Oh,
I
that's
thoroughly
not bad.
enjoyed Passengers.
Passengers.
Passengers is a decent
I-
movie.
I didn't mind Passengers.
I could watch Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt just talk.
I
I
fell
could be
asleep.
entertained.
Boring as hell.
It's a good movie.
But I love J Law and Chris Pratt.
I think it
They
could have been
just
more
put me to sleep.
interesting. There could have been more.
They advertised it like it was a completely different movie.
I will say this: there's
I
like a
agree.
5-minute stretch in the movie where it's just them having sex. It's like a cut of them like playing basketball, then them having sex, then them dancing, then them having sex, then them at the bar, then them having sex, and it just felt like really unnecessary.
It's the best part of the movie. I understand.
What, you want to see Chris Pratt's butt? You do, I think, like twice.
The things I would do to
I watched that with my girlfriend, and I was like, I don't know if like I should feel like jealous of Chris Pratt's butt or just like excited that I get to see.
I was just excited to see that Pratt booty. You know what I'm saying? Dude
Also,
works out.
when I
Dude
see
works
him-
out. He looks good.
when I see him,
he
I
got
just think-
ripped for Guardians, man. He's looked good ever since.
Why do I think Andy from Parks and Rec whenever I see Chris Pratt?
Yeah, but he's supposed to be like jiggly.
I know, Andy's like a little chubster.
Except in the last season, because in between the last 2 seasons, he went to go film Guardians of the Galaxy, and they play it off so well in that show. One of the first lines in the first episode of the last season is Andy's talking to somebody else, and they're just like, "So you just stopped drinking beer?" He goes, "Yeah, I stopped drinking beer. I lost a ton of weight." And then they never talk about it again. Nope. It's awesome. I was like, yeah, good way to play that off. It was so great. All right,
Caleb.
What's your topic, my friend?
What's our time at?
It is 9:30. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So my topic, I actually, I don't know how to kind of like word this. So, games these days are being remade left and right.
Games these days.
Kids in their
shaking your cane,
confangled bitty gadgets. The games these days and movies really are all just like being remade over and over and over again. And I want to kind of gauge your guys' opinion on that. If you even care, or if you're okay with having Lord of the Rings movies redone for 80 years, or like if it's like oh, it's done well, so I don't mind. Like, where's the line?
That's basically where I sit. But it also, it basically had to be done well. And one of the examples that I always like to give when it comes to remakes / remasters is Halo Anniversary. Which, one, was not made by Bungie. It was actually made by 343 Studios shortly after Bungie left to start working on Destiny. Which is coming out tonight. I'm
Destiny
so excited
2.
About it. And 343 overhauled all the visuals and the audio, but they did not touch the gameplay, and they left the story completely alone. They added some stuff that are optional. There's secrets that are hidden throughout the game that then like have some things that kind of hint at stuff that'll happen in Halo 4, which was cool because that was the next game that 343 was putting out. But it even had a button where you can switch back to the game's original graphics while you were playing it. So you just hit back on the 360 controller, and it would go. It would fade out and then fade back into the Xbox graphics. You could press it again. It was awesome, and it was so well made that I was like, okay, yeah, I feel like this is. This is good, but I mean, I'm not crazy about games where they just kind of up-res them and re-release them. Of course, I say that as somebody who owns the BioShock HD collection, which is literally what they did. Oh, that's not true. They did redo all the visuals.
They're all on one disc.
They redid the visuals for the first game.
What
and
about
they're also on 3 discs.
What about like
it's all 3 discs. I thought it was all on one disc.
Sequels ad nauseum, where it's just sequel over and over and over.
If it's good.
I think for me, here's an example I give of this done poorly. Not the sequel thing, but this in general.
Creed.
Assassin's Creed for the sequels, but is The Last of Us HD on PS4.
That was a good one.
It's a great game on PS3. It looks like 0% different. It was toward the end of the PS.
It looks so much better on
it's
PS4.
Toward the end of the PS3's lifespan. It's probably the best looking game on PlayStation 3.
I'm sorry, which game?
The Last of Us.
Ooh.
Like a year after it came out, it got re-released on PS4. It didn't need to get re-released. That felt unnecessary.
Here's the thing, and I think, and the problem with this sort of thing is that it's all sort of so situational for every game. And I'll fight you on The Last of Us one just because it was at the end of the PS3's life cycle, and the PS3 just didn't sell as well as the 360. It didn't.
No,
nothing wrong with that. It was a great system, but The Last of Us did not get in as many hands, even as popular as it was, as Naughty Dog would have liked. I think it was a brilliant decision to put on the PS4 because by the time The Last of Us launched, everyone and their moms owned a PS4. So there's all these people that probably didn't play it on the PS3 because they had 360s and made the jump over to Sony like I did.
Then just straight
got the chance.
Port it digitally, put it out for $20, $30.
It was only 40 when it launched.
Still $40 for a game that like had just come out like a year ago.
Okay, how about this? I have a good example. So, Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 2.
Oh.
Didn't play it.
So they basically took a lot of fan suggestions, and I don't know if it was fan developed or if they brought fans in like Sonic Mania or whatever it was.
That's a good one.
Yeah, which like Sonic Mania was really well done. Mm-hmm. Anyways, if I remember correctly, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin included all of the DLC content and everything, but with all these changes, and they weren't charging people who already... no, I'm sorry. It's not even Dark Souls. It's freaking Skyrim. Totally different game.
Yeah.
Skyrim Ultimate
HD Remaster on
Legendary
PC.
Edition or whatever.
Yeah,
if you have the
had
game and
original,
all the DLC, you got it for free.
BioShock did the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's
Dark Souls 2, I don't even know where the freak that came from.
always have it on the
Dark Souls is always on Caleb's mind.
Just because this is bothering me, I don't know, this is a tangent to go after your $20 thing, they might not be able to make money off.
Someone tries to mug me and I just start spam rolling in the other direction.
It's just a monetary thing. Porting something, even with what you say is minimal, an upgrade as The Last of Us was, $40 is probably the only way to get a positive return on that, but it worked because now they have all of these Naughty Dog fans for people that jump from 360. I think that was a smart move by putting The Last of Us out there. Especially now that they're about to put out a sequel, and here's everybody who got the chance to play the first one, as opposed to the handful of people that played it on the PS3.
So if your perspective is okay, as long as it's done well, it's okay. Like what? Is that like the only hard line you have? Because like
I
at
don't think
freaking
so.
Star Wars 18, I'm gonna be like, okay, listen, guys.
I think there is something to be said about fatigue, and I mean I know this isn't necessarily a remaster thing, but just in terms of constantly making sequels. Assassin's Creed comes to mind. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I like those games. I jumped on. I've been playing since the first one, and I think this is just an issue with annualized games is that you just get tired of them after a while.
Yeah.
And so getting those constant sequels and then remasters to older games in an annualized series is exhausting.
I can only hide in a bush, whistle, and then kill the guy who comes near the bush like so many times before I get tired of it.
You do it in Assassin's Creed 2, it's cool, and it's like you're scaling walls, and you have the music, and it's...
And Assassin's Creed 2 was awesome, man. All the improvements they made over the first one, and then then next year they put out Brotherhood, and they took all of those great concepts and put it in one giant city.
Even for like how repetitive the first game could be, it was still fun, and it was cool.
Well, one was new for the time, too. It's weird to think an Assassin's Creed game being like new and inventive.
It doesn't hold up now, though.
No, but for the time...
Back and play the first one,
but for the time, though... One was crazy.
Fresh idea.
And it was all the way up until Revelations, I think. I think Revelations, when Revelations came out, people were playing this and were like, this is not that different from Brotherhood. Because that was at the point, by that point, Revelations was the third Assassin's Creed game to come out in 3 years. And then they put out 3 the next year, which, to be fair, is a big jump from Revelations.
So between Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 4, which were you thinking were the mistake games?
Mistake games?
Revelation.
I liked Revelations a lot just because of what it did for the plot.
That was still Ezio, right?
That was still Ezio.
Right.
And it tied all that up very, very nicely. Gameplay-wise, it didn't do much different from Brotherhood. And even then, the new things that it tried this weird, like, tower defense thing that just didn't work out very well.
It was
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I did like the bomb mechanic, though, building different kinds of bombs, and that sort of thing was fun. But it felt like that was the first one that only made a tiny step forward as opposed to leaps. Because, I mean, even though Brotherhood was technically almost immediately after 2, the graphics were way better in Brotherhood than they were in 2, and they made all these great additions to the foundation that Assassin's Creed 2 laid out, especially the concept of the Brotherhood, which was, I think, my favorite thing about the whole game.
That was pretty cool, how you, like,
being able to call in people and recruit them and stuff, that was so much fun.
And see, Hale, in answer to your question...
I still hold that Brotherhood's the best one in the series.
In answer to your question, it wasn't the one necessarily between 1 and 4, it's the one since 4, where the problems, I feel like, have more been
I don't know, man. 3 had some issues. I love 3 to death, but I'll say straight up that 3 had some problems.
I thought the story in 3 was pretty interesting. But
up until the very end, which, spoilers for like an 8-year-old game, they freaking kill off Desmond, the main character, and just in that storyline right there. And they haven't done anything with it since.
Well, technically it's in 4, kind of.
They reference it.
In 4, you like... I don't know if you played Assassin's Creed 4.
I'm in 4, and spoilers I don't care about, because I'm just playing 4 to
go,
yo-ho, and shoot people with pirate ships.
You can hack into... You're working for Abstergo.
Yeah, you work for Abstergo.
Yeah, right, and you're like in a cinema.
And you can hack into other people's computers, and through that you can actually find the
footage
of them like recovering Desmond's body and that sort of deal.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you don't play 4 for the Abstergo sections.
You play 4 as a pirate.
You play 4 to be a pirate.
It's a great game. It's not a good Assassin's Creed.
No, literally, the week I bought 4, I was like, Chris, do you have a spare eye patch and maybe some rum?
That's true. That's what he did. Which I was so happy finally to get, because I mean I love 4 to death.
4's
it's not a good Assassin's Creed game. Which makes me very sad.
4's stealth was bad. It was poorly done stealth.
It was the same thing. You
which was
the guy for
the problem.
40
it was
minutes.
Assassin's Creed 3's stealth, which was not good because 4 runs off the same engine as 3. All the animations are the same and that sort of deal.
Yeah.
Which I mean, their thing it made sense when you were playing as Ezio. Because you're playing as the same character across 3 different games, of course, all of his animations. But they changed like small things throughout the games. Like you look at the kill animations in Revelations, they're so much cooler than they are in 2. And while some of them carried over, they would add like new fight animations and walking and that sort of deal. And that was cool. Mm-hmm. And they even had this thing in the storyline called the bleed down effect. Essentially, the reason like from 2 and on that Desmond was in the Animus was to essentially live throughout Ezio's life. 1, to find the pieces of Eden, and then also to receive his assassin training. Because all of that Desmond started retaining in his own brain, so that way when he actually went out to go and do things, because you do actually run out and do some missions as Desmond in 3. He has all of that.
One of my biggest aspirations for that game was the hope that they would make an entire game you playing as Desmond just in real life.
I thought that's what 3 was going to be.
Right.
Because that's what it felt like it was building up to. And so, but I mean, after I found out that you were back in the Animus again, I was like, okay, American Revolution, Connor, all that looks cool. But you still got missions in the present day as Desmond, which was awesome. And I was like, sweet, this is where I thought it was going to go. The next one's obviously going to be Desmond. Instead, they kill him off, and they have not advanced what I felt was the most interesting part about Assassin's Creed, which was the overarching current day plot. That was the reason you're going back in time in the Animus to do all of these things, and instead they double down on all of the Animus stuff, and nothing has happened in the current day stuff since. And that makes me not want to play the games anymore, because that was why I played them.
What was the freaking point? Like, what am I gonna? I don't care about some random schmuck in the Animus. I want to see what happened to Desmond. Like that's all I care about right now.
Exactly.
He's dead. That's what happened.
He's
dead.
I know and as cool as Origins looks,
he did.
Oh no!
As cool as Origins looks, I'm not sure whether I'm willing to jump into this one, because even though I'm not necessarily happy with the way the series is going, I still give it the chance, and I've played all of the games with the exception of Rogue so far. I played Unity, I played Syndicate, and I thought Syndicate was a bit better.
Syndicate was fun.
Syndicate was like steampunk, like factory era, correct?
It was Victorian England.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It was a fun setting.
The setting was cool, and the whole gang warfare I thought was a lot of fun.
As long as it has that Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes kind of
music.
That's
exactly
what
it does. That's exactly what it was. It was so awesome.
What was that again?
Ding 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 ding. I could.
Real talk, I love that song.
Absolutely.
Those movies are great. I've seen them so many times.
They're so good.
RDJ's the man. And yeah, that's a fun game, but it's the same thing with Syndicate that I feel with Black Flag, which is it's a fun game. It's not a good Assassin's Creed game. And I want them to go back to what made Assassin's Creed good, which was the current day storyline, and then new things in gameplay. Which they're doing some new things with the gameplay, which I'm excited about. I mean, even just changing the camera in combat, that's a huge thing for Assassin's Creed.
In Assassin's
and then taking out like the auto kill counter move. That's super awesome. You have to think about combat again, just like you did in the early ones.
Right.
All right, so I want to throw a question out real quick. I'll piggyback off your question.
That's fine.
And for time's sake, let's keep the answers as short as possible.
Yeah,
what is a game that you either want remade or remastered? That you probably never will, but just like either remade, like completely in a new era, or just remastered and like bugs fixed.
Do sequels count? Like a sequel to a series that probably.
Wait, Chris. I think I already know what game you're gonna say.
All right, good. So I'm gonna say one last.
Hold on, wait. Does it a 5?
No, I don't want to answer. Just say yours first.
Is it NAC?
Just say yours.
Is it an acronym of 5 letters?
It's NAC, and it's already happening. Just say yours. You're not wrong.
KOTR 3.
You're not wrong. Just say yours.
KOTR 3.
Is that actually yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
Well, that'd be a sequel. No,
I knew it.
Wait, hold up.
That's
Hold up. That's a sequel that you want.
No. We're taking whatever they made with the MMORPG.
That's why I was asked.
I choose not to.
Okay, how about this?
I was loving Knights of the Old Republic. Here's the thing: if they just flat out released Knights of the Old Republic 3 now, they wouldn't do well. Because I mean, outside of people like us, who else is playing Knights of the Old Republic? It's an old Xbox game.
Well, and BioWare doesn't make great games anymore.
That's true.
That's also true. Yeah.
So it would be bad.
Give it back to Obsidian.
But no. Okay.
Because Obsidian made the second one.
Because if we're talking sequels, I want that. The World Ends With You too.
Honestly, I want Thief redone better.
I don't know that I want the world ends.
Well, no, not the same characters. The same world.
Fair enough.
I just want to go back to Shibuya.
Fair enough.
Which I know is a real life place.
Did either
but
of you play the really old Thief games?
Yeah, on PC.
I never played the old
Did you
ones.
play the new one?
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
The new one is weird. It's like
It felt a little too actiony.
yes, exactly. And in the
Thief
previous
was almost
games,
the original stealth game.
and it's like the first couple games. The first there were 2 of them, and then the third one that was kind of cool but really different.
Yeah,
It's still really cool.
The first one came out on the original Xbox, and that's how I play it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's because it's an old game.
It was. I think it was actually a form of remaster that got put on the Xbox.
So if you don't know these
Which
games,
I mean, that would have put it after things like Splinter Cell and stuff. But Thief was essentially the first stealth.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
you play as Garrett, and you're just this. You are the thief. You are the master thief, and so you have to you steal things.
What?
Because you're a thief.
The
Thievery!
What?
And
Burglary.
So
Burglar.
every mission, you are given a defined objective, and you can either up the difficulty and give yourself harder objectives as well, which is really awesome. And one of the best parts is like the world is full of like magical stuff, and you are by comparison extremely weak.
I just remember shooting ice arrows at all the torches to put them out. That was my favorite thing to do. Which is what I do in stealth games. The Splinter Cell series was always my favorite because I just shoot out all the lights and then beat the hell out of everybody.
Because like you would walk into, there was this one level in Thief 2 where it's all these garages, and you're going stealing stuff from these garages, and you have to learn the passcodes.
You're playing Grand Theft Auto.
There's nothing given to you. There's a booklet in like the master's office that has the passcodes, and you see how you can get it.
That's old school gaming, man. Games don't do that anymore.
There's like gigantic spiders in one of them. One of them is just like an art hall. It's like it's cool, you know. And the games don't do that anymore. And if they redid
I'd be down
that,
for a good Thief remake.
yeah.
Still Knights of the Republic.
Just a remake of Knights of the Old Republic.
It's just the thing. I know that game backwards and forwards. I know almost everything about the entire game. I can tell you.
You ask me where like an item is, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's just freaking here, no problem.
Yeah, and so even though I literally play it at least once a year, sometimes twice, if I decide to do both the light and dark.
If I'm feeling a little
Star
Warsy.
If I have time, which is all the time. But anyway,
I do nothing except play KOTR every day.
My topic that we're probably going to skip just for time's sake was actually going to be on the release of all the new Star Wars merchandise this past weekend. I don't know if you heard about that. Force Friday happened.
Oh, that's right.
There's some cool merch.
There was something on Reddit about it.
But yeah.
I mean, there's always something on Reddit about anything, so...
But I mean, if only because I feel like a remake of the original Knights of the Old Republic would potentially lead to a sequel, because it's a criminal.
So you just want a sequel. You just want something to lead to a sequel.
Yes.
I do want to play it with better looking graphics and have some modern, touch up the perfect soundtrack that is the better bit rate and stuff and make that sound better. It would be nice to see what is no longer canon again, because that I think that would be a big thing. If Disney decided to remake Knights of the Republic, that would be
right.
They don't release anything they don't release anything nowadays that is no longer canon. Canonical. And that would be cool. Another answer that I would have, though, just because I've been going on this Knights of the Republic thing, I don't know if I have another answer. Have you answered? You said the world ends with
I have no. I want that remade. It's perfect as it is.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with that game.
Well, what's your answer then? Let me think of an actual answer.
My answer is a deep cut that is a great game, but is ugly and would do great and with better graphics.
I've never actually heard of deep cut. What is that?
A deep cut's like something a little bit like deeper in a lot. It's a Chris term.
Deep cut is it's a term that's mostly used in music.
Yeah.
Essentially, when an album releases, they're always. I'm going to explain it to you. You know how an album releases and there's always like a single or two, right? Those are considered the popular songs from that album, the singles that play on the radio.
Okay, sure.
The deep cuts are typically the songs that aren't played as often.
Like the 14th song on an album.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, I want them to remake Deep Cut.
Oh. No. It's a game that, despite who made it, Rockstar, which may give you some hints as far as who it is.
Bully.
Yes.
Red Dead Redemption.
Bully. Despite being made by Rockstar, no one's played Bully. Bully was
I played Bully for like 2 hours.
Bully was super unheralded, like no one cared about. I think the Wii version of Bully.
Bully won all kinds of awards.
I think the Wii version is the best version of Bully. I've played the 360 version. I think the Wii version is better. I think it's one of the few examples where I think motion controls made the game better. I have the Wii version borrowed.
It's worth it. It's literally It's literally Grand Theft Auto, but you're a kid in high school.
But you're a kid and you run around with like a slingshot and
it's awesome.
The best weapon in the game is a rubber band ball. It's super hard to get. Did you ever get the rubber band ball?
I never got it.
I got it. I 100% of that game.
I was gonna say, that was some in-game stuff.
Yeah, I spent hours just running around getting rubber bands. That game is amazing. It is like, it's funny, like no games are funny anymore.
It really is. It's got some good comedy in it.
It's a Rockstar game, yeah.
I won't say it's like wholesome comedy.
No, it's not wholesome at all.
Also Rockstar.
Right.
It's like, it's teen GTA. And it's great. I love it. But it's ugly. The game is not a good look. Even at the time, it wasn't a good looking game.
Hey, so you guys excited for the next GTA 5 DLC? Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna give you my real answer. I hope you're ready for this. Funny enough, it's also a Rockstar game.
Wait.
Red Dead Redemption.
Nope.
Okay, not
Grand Theft Auto 1. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars.
I'm about to blow your minds.
Don't do that.
This is actually, it was a really well-made game. I played the crap out of it when we got it. My dad and I would play all the time. I played it online. I played a bunch. It got really good review scores. Nobody plays it or even knows that it exists. Rockstar made a table tennis game. And it was amazing.
Ping Pong, the animation.
Great show, actually.
It's a pretty good show, actually.
Ping Pong, the animation was awesome. But no, Rockstar's table tennis, Rockstar, please remake that. Table tennis was awesome. I want another one.
What about it's like Pong? Can we just remake Pong?
That's table tennis.
Rockstar's table tennis?
Yeah. You never played it? I'm not surprised. It was on the 360.
They made a table tennis game?
Yeah, and it was dope. It was so much fun.
You know another game would be great, and I just thought it was like an older game? Alien Hominid.
Ooh,
I just want to
Hominid still looks good.
I just want to replay Alien Hominid, to be honest.
I have a GameCube.
Have you played Alien Hominid?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was a Guilty Gear style.
It's a great game.
Side-scrolling shooter.
It's a great game.
It was a lot of fun.
So anyway,
the art style, the artist for the game was the lead artist and animator for Invader Zim.
Yeah, it looks like Invader Zim. It's like
it's an Invader Zim video game. It was dope.
Invader Zim's a great show. But yeah, so a side note that's kind of a topic, I guess, is Destiny 2 launches this week.
Launches tonight, technically.
Well,
just a couple
technically,
hours.
by the time
they watch this, it'll have been out for a couple days.
It'll have been out since
But we're gonna go pick it up
Wednesday.
after this podcast, and I'm very, very excited about it. Huge Destiny fan.
After we play some everybody's golf,
we
and then go pick it up. That game never stops being fun.
Oh, it's so good! Please buy it. Support that game.
It's only $40.
It's so awesome.
It's the same price as Last of Us HD, which according to Chris was a worthwhile price.
Yeah, it was. Would you not pay $40 for The Last of Us?
I would definitely.
Well, I already paid. I don't pay $60 for it.
Considering
but
if you bought that
That's
in
what
the
I
original
thought.
game, you paid $100 for it. So
yeah.
And it was worth it.
Shit, it was worth.
Worth every penny.
It was.
Caleb had my copy of The Last of Us for like a year.
I think because you let me borrow it because I was like, hey man, I really want to play this game. I wish I had a copy. Oh, I have a copy. Okay, cool. Come like the following November, like a year later, you're like, did you ever play The Last of Us? No, I didn't. I wish I had a copy. Wait a minute. I have your copy. Wait a minute.
To get back on that point, though, Destiny 2 is a big deal for Save Point because it is our first foray into our version of reviews, which we are calling Should You Buy?
Should you buy?
And we're going to be putting that together, and so hopefully we should have that up around the same time as this podcast. I don't want to make any promises because last podcast we talked about how we were going to make Uncharted videos, and that's not happening.
Well, we tried.
That's not.
We tried really hard,
and it's not that we're not going to release any videos in the new Uncharted game. That's just with everything else that we've been putting together right now. We're kind of putting that on the back burner. The video we shot too wasn't very good, and I don't feel good about releasing that one.
Also, as a side note, speaking of videos, Sonic Mania, which we also talked about releasing. I made a Sonic Mania. Well, we made a Sonic Mania video. I edited it. Somewhere in post.
Caleb was in it.
Yeah, Caleb is in that video. Somewhere in post production, it got screwed up.
Did I say something so horrible you can't have the video anymore?
No, it got screwed up in post production. Everything got all messed up in my resolution, and it looked awful.
It looks like it's in like 16:9 or something.
And I talked to an expert with Premiere who didn't know how to fix it, and I would have had to start over from scratch, and I would just I don't have time for it. I was with my girlfriend over the last weekend.
So yeah, we're either gonna try and fix that episode, or we'll shoot another one. Oh, we just might not release one in Sonic Mania. It really all depends on really just what we end up with Destiny and everybody's involvement.
Yeah,
and the other stuff that we're filming.
If you want to see Sonic Mania, tweet at me at Say More Music. Caleb and I can play, or the three of us can play some Sonic Mania on my channel too. My channel will have a little bit more like the long style gameplays. Watch my Bloodborne video if you haven't. Bloodborne 2 will be up by the time this video's up. So yeah, so definitely like not Bloodborne 2, but like our second Bloodborne.
I wish.
But yeah, so we're doing a Should You Buy, which will be up sometime this weekend. If it's not up already, it'll be up in the next couple of days. So like this weekend.
That's one of the series of videos that is not going to have a regular release schedule. That one, essentially, those videos will go up as soon as they're done.
After a big game comes out.
Yeah, it'll always be AAA game releases. And just in case you didn't watch the podcast last week, to shorten it, it's our version on reviews. We're not big on numerical scores for video games.
But now go watch the podcast from last week.
The whole idea, really the whole concept of this channel is, playing video games with your friends and laughing and having a good time. And so we want to format that show as if you were talking to a friend about a game and whether you'd be interested in buying that or not. And so they're actually going to be heavily opinionated as opposed to rather objective. And so I'm very excited about that one. I'm a big Destiny fan. Sam did not play the first one, so this first Should You Buy video
watched Chris
should be really, really cool.
Play a lot of it
because we'll actually have multiple opinions. Going
you'll get a little bit of like the Destiny expert and a little bit of the Destiny. I don't like first-person shooters very much, so.
And so yeah, hopefully our goal for Should You Buy videos is to release a couple days after the AAA whatever game it is comes out. However, the sheer scope of Destiny, because this is launching on a Tuesday night, or technically Wednesday, it might not be out even until like Sunday. Just the sheer amount of stuff.
Because like if we did like an Uncharted kind of game, we could in one night, Chris and I could just like not sleep and just play Uncharted all night. You can't do that with, like Destiny. Like there's raids. The raid won't even be up when the game launches, from what I heard.
It'll be up. You will not be able to hit that.
Well, I heard something. I think someone's like I was reading something online that the raid like won't actually be available even yet.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it won't be up for full day. But I mean, even if it was up, you would not be able to get into it at the time.
So raids isn't like that WoW style where it's like a bunch of people fighting one big thing and you get a bunch of loot from it.
Yeah, your party goes from I believe 3 to 6 people. And yeah, they're extremely complicated. There's all kinds of puzzles, so they're ridiculous. They take hours to do.
It's
awesome. They're so cool.
From your understanding, I never played Destiny, but one of the main qualms I heard that people had with the original game was in the multiplayer, some of the big bosses ended up just being like, okay, we're just going to give it more health. Do you think
that's MMOs. Every MMO is like, this boss is the same as the last boss, but it looks different and has more health.
From what you understand, is that level of challenge without the hokiness of like, okay, we're just going to make it an MMO where it's more.
The first raid that launched with Destiny was kind of like that. The puzzles weren't very hard and the boss was just kind of a bullet sponge. But the later ones...
Taken King had
the best one. Oh, so good.
Oh, that's right. That wasn't a remake. It was DLC. Wasn't
it? Like $20 DLC.
But I mean, there were a lot of expansions other than the Taken King. The Taken King has my favorite raid in it, and it was probably my favorite expansion as a whole. But yeah, whether we end up filming a raid or not, I'm not 100% sure about that.
Maybe on my channel.
Maybe on your channel. But for Destiny, the content that we're going to do is we're going to do Should You Buy. We are going to do a gameplay video in Destiny as well, and I know we haven't necessarily talked about this, but this is my idea, was to play one of the strikes, which are essentially miniature raids. Which, I mean, they're much shorter than actual raids, but they're much longer than regular missions, and they're a bit tougher as well. And the party size only allows 3, so I figured you and I and then some rando could run through it, and that would be our gameplay video for that. And then if that ends up doing well, we'll do more Destiny content.
Yeah.
I would love any excuse to play more Destiny because I thoroughly enjoy it. We could probably do some PvP stuff as well.
I have one of my friends from work who is extremely excited for its release, so I'm hearing good things all across the board so far.
We'll see it tonight.
Mm-hmm. You will see it tonight. I'm really excited to play it.
But yeah, so if you liked the video, leave us a like. If you didn't, subscribe. Check out in our description, we're going to have links to our Twitters, the Save Point Twitter.
And our Patreon.
Patreon.
We currently have one Patreon. What up?
Hey, big boy Jeff. Jeff is the homie. Thank you, Jeff, for being our first patron. You're the man.
You're the real homie. We're going to give you something for being the first one ever.
Someday when we have shirts or something.
It's a free t-shirt or a hat or something. But
Jeff has big hair. He doesn't wear a lot of hats.
The reason our Patreon is important for us is that we are not monetizing any of this through YouTube. One, due to the apocalypse, and two, is we're not about that life. Maybe sometime far in the future, if we ever get popular, we might start fishing for sponsorships and that sort of thing. But the only way that we make any sort of money off of this, which we then put back into the channel to get better equipment and that sort of things is through our Patreon. So if you like our content and would like to see it get better, please feel free to drop a couple bucks on Patreon.
Or if you hate our content and want to see it get better.
Also that.
In the negative Patreon.
Take money from us.
If you think our content is so bad that we owe you money.
But if you like what we do and you
You
want
should
us
pay me to watch this terrible video.
if you like what we do and want us to get better, or again, if you necessarily you're like, man, I would like them if everything's looked better. Or better.
Man, I'd watch this channel if they weren't filming off a webcam and if they had studio lighting.
So if you'd like to see those things for us, in addition to being able to afford things like newer consoles to essentially create more content in games that we don't have access to, you can do that on Patreon.
Too.
But I mean, if you don't want to give money to a couple guys on the internet, that's fine. All our stuff's still free on YouTube. We just enjoy that you're here and watching our stuff. Yeah, Twitter's super important. We'd love to interact with you guys.
We got a Facebook page. Also, quick side note, if you like Caleb, he has a Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Colonel Tater. If you like Caleb and I...
Wait.
COLONEL.
How do you spell Colonel?
COLONEL.
You know, you think I know this by now.
It's your Twitch. You're on Twitch.
Also,
Also, if you think Caleb and I are funny together, our Bloodborne series is on my channel. Some vlog stuff on my channel. Chris and I are working on some other cool stuff. So thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, there's Safe Point vlog coming soon.
I am Sam. This has been Chris.
I'm Chris.
This has been Colonel Tater.
That's my name.
Colonel
That's
Tater.
sort of my name.
Thank you. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye. On Capitan I fix.